Today, I wanted to share with you why I wrote Wives Over Addiction. Hello, my name is Ruth Ann Boaz. Welcome to Wives Over Addiction. So let me start off by saying I am not an author. not an author. And writing a book was the last thing I ever thought I would do. So why did I? I didn't have a choice. What do I mean by that? Well, let me take you back to one day when my second husband and I were separated. There had been an incident, and I was afraid, and I let the enemy get in my head, and so I left. And I was gone for a little bit, and I ended up finding my own place to go live. And I had what I called my God share, which is where I did my Bible study and praying and things like that. And one particular morning, I was having a pity party. And I was really just talking to God and pouring out my heart, which, by the way, we're allowed to do. And I was asking him, Lord, I don't understand why. Like, how could you let me make the same mistake twice? Like, why didn't you stop me? I'm your child. You love me. Why did you let me make the same mistake twice? And I kid you not, ladies, I had in that moment an experience that I can't even explain. But I literally felt the hand of God on me and saying, oh, my precious child, do you not realize that I allowed you to go through all of this so that you could now share those experiences? And in that moment, I felt such excitement because I thought to myself, oh my God, that's my purpose. So many of us live our entire lives not knowing what our purpose is. But I had it right then and there, and I was so excited for about 30 seconds. And then I was like, well, what does that mean? Well, how do I share it? What am I supposed to do? And again, I heard God, write a book. Write a book. And I would love to tell you that I had an Abraham moment where I just said, okay, Lord, but I didn't. I had a Moses moment. And I proceeded to tell God every reason why I couldn't write a book. I'm not a good writer. I'm a terrible speller. English is my second language. I mix up words. I don't know how to write. And every time I kept hearing, write a book, write a book. So after what seemed like an hour of arguing with God, I'm sure it was 5 minutes, here's what I did. In my rebellion, I got up, I went to my desk, I opened the drawer, I grabbed a memo pad, a legal size memo pad. I sat back down in my chair with an attitude, by the way, and I said, okay, you write it. And I kid you not, in that one sitting, in a few hours, I probably got through half of the book. I don't know what I said, but I can tell you it was the Holy Spirit guiding me all along the way. So I wrote the book not because I wanted to, but because God wanted me to. And as uncomfortable as it felt, I knew that I was doing what God wanted me to do. I knew that that was my purpose. Whether it reaches one person or a million, doesn't matter. I was obedient. Despite my not wanting to, despite my constant arguing with God about why I was not qualified to do it. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies those he called. Think about all the people he used in the Bible. Moses, right? King David, a child. We can go on and on and on. He picks those people that have a willing heart. That's all that matters. That's all he wants. He wants your heart. He just wants your heart. So the interesting thing was, after the book was published, I went back and I read it. And I can honestly tell you, ladies, I don't know where those words came from. They didn't come from me. There are my stories. But the words, they weren't mine. They were inspired by the Holy Spirit. So the book was written because of God. It was inspired by God, and it really was written by the Holy Spirit. So I hope that you have taken the time to read it. It's a quick read, 90 pages, but there's so many tools in there that are going to help you day in and day out. But let me be honest with you. It's a commitment, a daily commitment to dying to self and being willing to follow God. Because if you're willing, He will direct your steps. That too is a promise. So ladies, I hope to see you back here again really soon.